Hey Flosstube, it's Tyler with Will It Stitch. I am back after a 3 month hiatus. I have gotten a whole lot of stitching done in that time. A lot has happened in that time. I've had two nieces and one nephew's birthday occur. I had my birthday, my stepfather's birthday, um, another family member's birthday, went on vacation. The fair happened. I did end up making third place on my piece, which was really exciting. And then, of course, Thanksgiving's just happened this past Thursday. So I certainly hope that everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I know I did this year. We didn't want to do the full turkey and all those different sides. So what we did was lasagna, some French bread, and then I made a pumpkin tiramisu, which was phenomenal. I highly recommend pumpkin tiramisu if you are looking for something different for the holidays. So, in all that time, I do have 20 projects to show. I'm not sure how many of these are new starts. Several of them are. I do know I did leave one. I don't have one piece with me. And I don't even know which one that is. If I can remember, I'll try to pop in, photos of it towards the end. But I think right here is enough to show. I did also choose what's going to be my blessing sampler come January. I do have one piece that I did fully finish in this time frame, and then I did also purchase for myself the Colorado Cross Stitcher Advent box. So the 12 Days of Christmas Advent box I did purchase for myself. I was going to wrap this up and then open them all on Christmas Day as like a Christmas gift to myself. I'm rethinking that now. I don't know. I may actually do it as an Advent calendar. We'll see. So I'll just hop in with my fully finish. This was finished in, I believe it was January when the Gulf Coast had like snowpocalypse. We got like 8 inches of snow that stayed on the ground for like 3 days. It was snowed in, and I got this finished, and I did fully finish her. She's a little wonky. Earlier in November, earlier this month, I did fully finish her. So this was a frame that I just had hanging around. I do like to pick up frames either at thrift stores, or Facebook Marketplace is a great place to pick up, some old frames that people are looking to get rid of. So I just popped it on. Just a piece of backing board, and then laced it and popped it in. So this is on display for the holiday season this year. Very excited to have this one fully finished. I would also like to fully finish my what's it even called? Good Tidings by the Drawn Thread. I would like to fully finish that, but I want a frame custom made to fit that piece, whereas this is just kind of a generic stock frame that I just pop this in. I want that one to actually have even margins all the way around. So that is that one. I will go ahead and show you my blessing sampler that I chose for January. It's going to be Blessed Be by Brenda Gervais. And this one is 95 by 95. And I am doing a full conversion on these threads, it looks like. I kitted this up a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So a full conversion I'm doing on this one. We'll see if it turns out. And for this, what do I have? This is a scrap piece. This is probably like platinum or something like that. This is a 36 count. Possibly platinum. Let me get these threads out. So we'll see. Looking in the camera, these colors don't look very good together, do they? I may change some of these out as I go, but we'll see. I have a bunch of threads on the way for probably like 10 to 12 projects that I'm going to be kitting. So I think what I'm going to do is pop those out Christmas Day and just like kit those projects on Christmas Day just as something fun and sweet to do for myself. Excuse me. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop into these whips now. These are in no particular order, so I don't know if I stitch these in September, October, or this month. Whenever I'm working on my projects in between videos, I throw them into this like crate, and then when I film, I pull them out, and then I put them back in with all my other whips. So I'm excited to get these out of here because they've been sitting in this crate for like 3 months now. So the first one I've got, this one is a new start, I believe, since you saw me last. House on Blueberry Hill by Blueberry Ridge Designs. Yeah, there was one weekend I started like, I don't know, 8 things. And this was one of those. I think I only put a couple threads in each piece. So this was started on the 24th of August. I'm stitching this 1/2 on a 40 count suede by Needle Bling. And it looks like I only got a couple threads in her. So it started on that border. Top left start. And this one, I believe I'm using all the called for. I don't have any notes written down that I'm not using the called for, so I'm going to assume that I am. Let me just move that. Okay. This second one, oh my gosh. I love this project. This is out of the Crowns and Shields book from Blackbird. I'm doing this one right here. And I'm doing this in the colorway. Yeah, so there's one where you do one solid color and then one where you actually have the separate colors. And I'm doing that one. It's called Thinking of Thee. It is so pretty, y'all. And let's see, I do have a card in here. This one again was started on August 24th. I'm stitching this 1/2 on a 40 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. I love this fabric and this project. I mean, this one is a lot fun to work on. It's going to be so beautiful. And that's where I have gotten to. So that center bird motif is completely done. I do know that. And then just kind of working my way over so that I can hop down and do motifs as I like. But yeah, this flannel flower is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite fabrics, for sure. It is so pretty. So that is Thinking of Thee by Blackbird Designs. And I'm just going to pop these back in the bags because I've got a lot to show. I've already got a mess. The next one, this one I know I only put a few threads in. This is Pretty Pumpkins by Glendon Place. Which, looking at the cover photo, this really doesn't look, I mean, honestly, too spectacular. In person, it is beautiful. And when I was down in, when I lived briefly in Ocala, the cross stitch shop down there, formerly Brick City Cross Stitch, I can't remember, oh goodness, the name of it now. I haven't been since the new owner took over. I don't know if this is still up there on the wall as a model stitch, but it was when Brick City Cross Stitch owned that location, and it's absolutely stunning. And mine is being stitched 1/2 on a 32 count Ancient by Picture This Plus. And the coverage is perfect. So that is where I got to. Just started in on that second pumpkin. First pumpkin is all done except for back stitch. There is a lot of back stitch in this project, but this is all 100% DMC. There are no beads or anything in this project, so it's just a matter of just stitching on it. And as you can see, the 1/2 on the 32 count Picture This Plus, the coverage is perfect. So that's Pretty Pumpkins. I did want to get more than that done this year, this fall, but I don't know. These last few months have been flying by, which they typically fly by for me anyways, because I mean, all but 3 birthdays in like my immediate family group are in the last like 3 months of the year. And then obviously the holidays and everything, so. This next one is The Upping of the King's Swans, and this is by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. I did purchase this from Evertotes with the Roxy Floss conversion, though I did not purchase this fabric. I'm not a huge purple pink guy. I do know this was started that same day, that August 24th, when I started everything else. And this is a very small start because I didn't have great lighting that day, and I haven't pulled it out since. And for this one, I'm using 40 count, I believe it's called Redwood by Moonshine Stitchery. Where's my start even at? Here we go. Got a hanging thread. So that is my start. Top left hand corner. You need to get back to her now that, well, I just need to get back to her. I have one of those like headlamp things that you wear with like an LED light on it. And I didn't have that the day that I started this, so it was really hard to see. But with it, it'll be much better. So that is the upping of the King's Swans. Let me go ahead and show you the Roxy's. You know, why am I always so chaotic with everything? So I'm trying to get these like nicer. Here they are. And against the fabric. I think it's going to look great. There's this one color that I may have to change. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. This next one that I've got that I'm pulling out is Dog's Declaration. I don't have a cover photo for this one, so I'll just have to pop it in here. But this one is being stitched 1/2 on a 40 count salt rock by Color and Cotton. I'm using all of the called for flosses except for the Valdani P10 Antique Violet. I'm subbing that for Weeks Dye Works Cyclamen. And this was started March 12th of 2025. I really want to get back to this one. And here is where I got to. So I completely finished that border. I'm starting to pop in these little motifs. Look at that cute little squirrel. Put in the life, all of this. And Valdani, I mean, they just have the most beautifully variegated flosses. It's really hard to see it on camera, but I'm telling you, in person, it's absolutely stunning. It is a showstopper. This is a showstopper piece, or at least it will be when it's done. And this is one that's definitely going to go on my wall. So that's Dog's Declaration. I did also, during these 3 months, buy a needle minder from Stitchingly Along. This life is better with a dog. Yeah. Which I need to put on the project. Okay. Ooh. Next is Marianne Farmer. I know I got a fair bit done on this one. And this is by the Scarlet House. Beautiful. I am using Vicky Clayton Silks. It's a Vicky Clayton Silk conversion for this, which I'm not always happy about Vicky Clayton Silk conversions. This one is really phenomenal. It's really beautiful. But some of them, what I found is that if you have a project that calls for like hand dye, over dyed variegated flosses, you'll want to do your own Vicky Clayton Silk conversion. You might not want to use one of her pre-packaged conversions. This one calls for NPIs and it's got a DMC conversion. So both of the NPIs are a solid thread. And so I feel like the Vicky Clayton conversions are really great when you're looking at a pattern that's got a solid thread that's called for. Because we'll see some of the other ones. There's one for sure that I am not happy with that I had started. So Marianne Farmer, she's being stitched 1/2 on a 36 count fog by Picture This Plus with the Vicky Claytons. Oh, and this one was started the 24th of August 2025. So have y'all not seen this one? No, y'all had to have seen this one. I don't know. Oh gosh. But here's where I'm at on her. So I initially did a center top start, worked my way towards the right, and then am going down from there. So that top border, that is all done on that right side. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. This I'm really happy with the Vicky Clayton silk conversions for this project here. This just works so well. And I feel like it's so easy to make your stitches look pretty with the Vicky Claytons over 2 at least. Sometimes I do find the over 1 with Vicky Claytons doesn't look too good. And I'm very picky when it comes to my stitches. Like, if they don't look good, it's coming out. The next one, did I not finish this? I guess I didn't finish this. Oh gosh. Next one is Halloween Greetings by Blackbird Designs. And let's see, I started this on the 23rd of August, 2025, and I'm stitching it 2/2 on a 28 count Murky by Picture This Plus. And I'm using my own threads for this. I'm using Witching Hour and Burnt Orange by Gentle Arts, and then Weeks Dye Works Terrapin. And that is where I got to on this. So this is just like a 16th that I purchased on, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 a few years ago for a few bucks. And this project fits perfectly on it. So mine looks very different to the cover photo, and that is because I'm being intentional as to where I'm using these threads. So obviously you can see the Witching Hour is for the words and what's in the center of that cartouche. And then the vines are the terrapin, and then like the acorns or whatever are that burnt orange. I should have just finished this, but it'll be hopefully an easy finish come next Halloween season, because I am finding myself, I never considered myself before this year like a seasonal stitcher, but I'm finding myself turning into a seasonal stitcher for whatever reason. This next one, this is the Brick House Sampler from With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I am completely and totally obsessed with this pattern and this is just, I mean, everything that I want in a project is in this one. Everything. It's so good. This was started on the 3rd of August, 2025. I'm stitching her 1/2 on a 36 count willow by Stitch Me using all the called for flosses. And this is the front. That is where I'm at on her. Everything about this one is perfect. I mean, the fabric choice, the threads. I mean, everything. Maybe the one thing that I'm not obsessed with are the colors of like the berries, like that red color in there. It kind of looks pinky to me, and I'd like it to be more like this mulberry down here, so I may pop those out and restitch them. But then again, I might not. Love it though. Love, love, love. That is the Brick House Sampler. There we go. The next one is Jane Fittis 1835 by Hands Across the Sea. I'm using 103s for this. I was thinking I was using Vicky Clayton silks, but I'm not. These I am using the called for 103s. And do I have a project card? I do not. So next time I'm going to have to go through messages with my friends and photos to figure out when I started this and what I'm stitching it on. What am I stitching this on? Okay, so it's going to be a 1/2 on a 40 count overcast by Cedar River. And that is where I'm at on this one. It's been at least a month since I worked on this. I know it was definitely before my birthday, which was October 29th when I worked on this. Possibly before my vacation, which was like October 12th or 13th to the 21st. So it's been a while, but she is lovely. But I think I'm gonna pull Hannah Campbell to work on before I work on her next, because Hannah Campbell needs some love. And that's another hats that I had started with my group of stitchy friends. Oh gosh, there we go. Okay. Next one, I worked on this one a lot when I was on vacation up in North Carolina for my birthday. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I am doing most of the called for on this one. I know for sure I'm not using Garden Gate. And then the house, I am switching to purples. Yeah. So I know this was started with Jason Stitches. We started this for our halfway to Halloween sale. I know a lot of people have started and since finished some of their projects. I unfortunately have not. So Jason X Stitch. This was started May 2nd, 2025. And it's being stitched 1/2 on a 36 count Cosmic Platinum linen from Dames of the Needle. And of course, I'm not using that garden gate, and then swapping out the house for 2 purples. And that's where I'm at. So I got a fair bit done on her when I was up there. So pretty. So you can see the 2 purples that I'm using. I think they're gonna work. I think so. I just wanted to kind of brighten this one up a little bit. I am using storm clouds for all of the vine. This pattern does alternate the onyx and the garden gate in that vine border. I'm just doing storm clouds all the way around, and then onyx for the acorns or flowers, you know, whatever. So that's that one. I'm hoping that that one will be a finish next year too. Next Halloween season. And let's see, what purples am I using? Looks like 2 weeks. I'm using Weeks Stepping Stones and Weeks Basil. For the house. Pretty, and it looks like I also popped in another needle minder that I had gotten from that Stitchingly Along. Cool. I just love Blackbird. Does everyone else love Blackbird? I could stitch almost every single thing that they've come out with. Next, this was a start while I was on vacation. Sometime between October 13th and the 21st. This is the Halloween Quaker by Primrose Cottage. This is super cute. I'm using all the called for flosses, but my fabric is, this is an XJU fabric for sure. This is 36 count Early Halloween by XJU. And it looks like I've still got it in the Q-snap from last month. I need to take this out. But that's where I got to on it. A lot of fun, super cute. This is a full fat quarter, so I'll have enough for sure to do this second one, which I do have in here as well. The Halloween quilt. So I'll be able to do both of these on this fabric. I had finished the Patriotic Quaker, but I believe I did that on a 32 count. So maybe one day I'll show that one. Up next is another Blackbird Designs. This is Mother's Garden. And I'm doing this as a memorial piece to Meme, so my stepfather's mother. And I'm going to give it to my aunt, who is named after her. Super pretty. And she's being stitched 1/2 on a 40 count Salt Ash by Cedar River. that's where I am at on her. So the top bouquet is all done. We're starting on the second one, working on that border. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Using all the called for, what are they? This one's got Classic Color Works and Gentle Arts. So pretty. Oh my gosh. So I'd really like to get back to that one. Because for sure, I'd like to have this one finished to be a Christmas present next year for my aunt. All right, the next one is Hallows Eve at Raven's Hollow by Brenda Gervais. I believe this one was also started that one weekend. This was started the 22nd of August. 1/2 on a 40 count lakeside scrap of unknown color with all the called for threads. And let's see. Oh, I got a nice little ways. That's where I got to. Nice. I have no idea what color that is on the thread, so I might just have to toss that. Cute. I'm excited. Of course, just like any Brenda Gervais, the colors are beyond perfect. And they're a lot of fun to stitch. All right, y'all, we're getting towards the end. I promise we're almost there. Next one was started that same weekend. This is Winter Wonderland, another Blackbird. My goodness. Super pretty. I know my friends Adam and Terry, they're going to be starting this in December. And I know Adam and I don't know about Terry, we've decided that we're going to remove these, like, I don't know what these are, Missouri Stars? Is that what they are? From the roof, and here, and here. Possibly remove the alphabet. I know he's removing the alphabet. I haven't decided yet. But for sure, those Missouri Stars, or whatever they are. I believe I'm using all the called fors on this. And it's being stitched 1/2 on a 40 count footloose. By Moonshine Stitchery. Here we go. I haven't got a whole lot done on this one. I'd like to pop it back out this holiday season. So just top left start, a little bit on the bird, and then put it away for an unknown reason. But this fabric, wow. This is going to look so phenomenal on this fabric. Like a blustery winter day. I'm really excited to have that one done. All right. What is this next one? Ooh, this next one is my first Refleta Swap. This is Augustine Testar. I was hoping that I'd be able to finish this one within a 12-month period to submit this to the county fair or the Pensacola Interstate Fair. I don't know that that's going to happen because here we are at the end of August. I haven't even finished a page. I mean, I'm not even like a quarter of the way through a page. So that's probably not going to happen. But it's so pretty. And for this one, I am using the Vicky Clayton Silk Conversion. And it's, I mean, y'all, this palette is stunning. I mean, it's got every color of the rainbow. It is so pretty. Wow. Stunning. And she's being stitched 1/2 on a 40 count Harbor by Moonshine Stitchery. Let me fold this in half. And that's where I've gotten to so far. So again, I did a top center start and was working my way towards the right, and then hopped down to get some of those letters in, and then started on that big bouquet in the middle. And I've got a mistake in the top border. I need a frog right there. That little loop's facing the wrong way. So luckily that's toward the very beginning of that thread, so I can, easily just cut it out and stitch it back up. But, yep, that's where I'm at. Augustine Testar. So pretty. And again, this doesn't call for overdyed threads. So Vicky Clayton's conversion works out really, really well for this pattern. Ugh. Might not be a fair submission next year, but she's going to be absolutely stunning when she is done. No doubt about that. I'm running out of room. All right, this next one was, I believe this was my birthday start. Yeah, so Augustine Testar, I started that for my friend Terry's birthday. Yeah. Which was November 6th. This Cicada Song Sampler by Cosford Rise. I started this one for my birthday, which was the 29th of October, but I actually didn't start it till the 30th, the next day. There are so many color changes in this. Oh my gosh. So I started it on the 30th of October. I'm stitching this 1/2 on a 40 count Landslide Intense by Moonshine Stitchery. And she is still in a Q-snap. And that's where I've gotten to. So I did, this is a top right start. Did a top right start. I think usually what I do is I start in the top center and then work my way towards the right. I think that is what I did here. And most recently I've been working on this butterfly. But yeah. Lot of color changes, a lot of color changes here on this one, but she's definitely, I mean, she's going to be worth it. She is so pretty. She's going to be big too. So that is Cicada Song Sampler. The next one I'm going to show you is out of, which I guess I'll show you this. It's out of the Home for the Holidays book. I am stitching 'Tis the Season, which is the very last project in here. If I can find it. Which is her. This one calls for overdyed flosses. I'm pretty sure Gloriana silks. No, Belsoise. And I ordered the Vicky Clayton silk conversion, and I hate it. So I did a center start because I'm using a piece of scrap fabric. So the center is that dark green leaf right there. And the Vicky Clayton just doesn't have that deep green color that I'm looking for. And the red is pink. So let me pull that out real quick. So this is the red that Vicky Clayton put together for this. I don't know about anybody else, but this is not a cardinal red to me, like at all. So I think I'm going to pause working on this one, and I'm probably just gonna at some point order these Belsoise for it, because this is one where I love the cover photo so much I wouldn't want to make any changes. I don't know why I did. I was being cheap ordering the Vicky Claytons, but yeah. Really unhappy with the Vicky Clayton conversion on that, which I typically find myself unhappy when I do a Vicky Clayton conversion that calls for overdyes. They're never right. They're never right. So that's that one. I have two more. Projects to show. This next one, I don't have the pattern with me. It's over at the other house. So I'm just gonna have to pop in a photo of it. This is, I think it's called Bells on Christmas Day by Heartstring Samplery. And I started this a day before Thanksgiving. And this is being stitched 1/2 on a 32 count unknown weeks. I'm pretty sure this is weeks. And I'm stitching this with sulky threads. Just my own little conversion of sulky threads. And I think it works. It's got a little bit of a primitive look to it. The sulkies are a little frustrating to work with. I mean, they definitely slip out of the needle more so than silks do, but the shine's beautiful. The colors for this are absolutely perfect. And overall, I've really been enjoying working on this project. So top left start on this one. 1/2 on a 32 count weeks. And this is a fat half of fabric. So I've got a lot of extra just kind of hanging out. And I think I'm going to work on this the rest of the weekend. Today's Saturday, so tomorrow. And then I'll probably put it away to work on something else. So that's that one. Now we are on our last project, and this is probably the one I'm most excited about out of everything that I'm showing today. This is Dasher and Dancer from Hobby House Press. My friend Adam and I started this together, I believe on the 1st of October. And initially we were going to be doing a thread a day on this. And we did that for a few days. And to be honest with you, I don't know how you thread a day girlies do it, because it was stressful. I couldn't keep up. And we both ended up putting this project away for like 3 weeks, something like that. And then we pulled it back out a few weeks ago, and we both fell in love with it again. Because trying to do the thread today, it was so stressful that neither of us were enjoying the project. So we're trying to work on this Mondays and Tuesdays. I've been working on this during the day, during this Thanksgiving holiday. And I'm stitching mine 1/2 on a 46 count Squirrel Nutkin by Tabby Cat. And I am using Gloriana Bordeaux for the red. We are also throwing in pops of gold, and for that I'm using Gloriana Lacquered Gold. I do need to get a silver because I'm going to be stitching that bell right there in silver. And then the animals, I'm doing like black. And I do have a Vera Swan Noir on the way. I've ordered it from 123. I think it should be here Thursday. So I'm going to have the black animals, most everything red, pops of gold, and then the silver bell. And I think it's going to be a showstopper. This might actually be a fair piece for me next year. So here is where I am at on her. I just love the fabric. I love the floss. At first I was unsure about the floss, but then I started putting in more and more, because we started in this border over here and was working our way over. And I love it. So we started in the pops of gold, just this center stitch in the border. I'm doing gold antlers for the deers, and then anywhere where there's like berries is going to be gold for me. And I want to say that's really it. I don't want the gold to be a second color in the sampler. I just want it to be an accent. So I want to be very strategic and thoughtful as to where it goes. But definitely wanted the golden antlers. And then the silver bell, of course. So today, during the day, this morning, I was working on this motif here. I'm essentially trying to go page by page. So there's the L, and then that will end the page. So I'm probably about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way done with page 1. Because page 1 ends right about here. So all of this is like from page 2. So, but yeah, absolutely love this project. And it's definitely going to be a focus of mine throughout the rest of this year. And y'all, that is it. That's everything that I have to show you. I'm going to try to be more consistent with these videos. I don't know if the every month thing is working for me. I don't know if I should try to go to every other week. That might be too much of a commitment for me. I don't know. We'll see. The only thing that's consistent with me is that I'm inconsistent, but I'm going to continue to try and work on it. So I certainly appreciate y'all hanging out with me for this hour. I hope that, you and yours have a fantastic holiday season. I will be doing a whip parade, I believe, the weekend between Christmas and New Year's. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And then I think I'm probably going to skip a January update because I've got this one. And then I'm going to have that whip parade where I'll probably talk about what I've done in December. So I think after the whip parade, the next video would probably be the end of January, but we'll see. So, all right, fantastic. Well, thank you, and I will see you next time.